Yes, hello, good morning. It is quite early just now. I have just got up. My hair's a bit of a riot. It's very greasy, sorry. So excuse the lack of makeup, the zit marks, all that kind of stuff that's going on my face right now. The reason I'm making this video is I want to cover a topic that I feel quite strongly about. Strongly about is the wrong word. It's not like, you know, it's political or health-wise or anything like that. It's about makeup, so let's not get too deep here. But I find that nowadays, young people wearing makeup, people as young as, you know, 12, 13, things like that, are very experimental with their makeup. No problem with that, none at all. I used to do crazy coloured makeup all the time, probably more in my late teens, early 20s if I'm honest, not quite as young as 12 or 13. But nowadays I see young ladies going down the street, walking through shopping malls, places like that, and they have a lot of makeup on, and it feels to me like people in that early teenage years are quite adept at contouring, full coverage foundations, the highlight, the bronzer, everything. The eyebrows, the lashes, the cut creases, all this stuff that seems nowadays so norm. Like this is the trend, this is the look. And I think that's exactly what it is. It's a trend. I don't think this is going to be about forever. There's going to be something else that will come along. This will fade out and we'll move on to something else. But I feel like this one's kind of stuck about for a while now, this certain look. So this video is going to be one of those makeup techniques I hate, but I don't hate them. If this is what you do in your everyday life, if this is what you love to do, maybe you're an aspiring makeup artist, then hats off to you, you do you, that kind of thing. The reason I want to talk about it is because, God, I just got sight in my hair there, oh. The reason I want to talk about it is because I feel like as a woman in her 30s, a lot of these techniques, a lot of these trends that I see lots of young ladies wearing look great in photos. I see them on their Instagram pages. You go on Instagram, you see lots of stuff like this. So we're bombarded with images like this. And I feel like as a woman in my 30s, I look at some of these things on Instagram. I'll just bring some up just now to show you, because I was kind of searching before I started this video. Like absolutely outstanding kind of eye makeup looks and things that are just stunning. Like take a lot of effort and talent and artistry, I suppose to do. I'm not knocking anybody who does that. Like, well done. If you have the talent to do that, fucking hats off to you. But in our day-to-day lives, for a lady in her 30s, is it doable? I'm not sure. Not only that, this kind of full face of makeup, really thick coverage makeup, plus the contour, plus the highlight, plus whatever else you're putting on your face, plus the primers, the kind of setting sprays, all that stuff. I feel like I see these young girls and they look older than they do, and I know that's been a thing for a long time. You know, when you were a teenager, you wanted to look a little bit older to try and get into the pub on a Friday night. If you were 16 or 17, you wanted to look 18 to get in. That's always been about, it's always been a thing. But I think now it's verging on unflattering, and please don't anybody take offence to this. This is just my opinion. There'll be lots of people who will disagree with me on this one. I see young girls as young as 13 to 15, and they're really heavily done up. And I think if you're going on, you know, it's your prom, something like that, you're going to a night out, you're doing something, by all means. But just to go to the shopping mall, it just doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't make sense to me. That's what it is. I'm ignorant to it. I don't understand it. I know it's trends of youngsters that I'm just not getting. So I thought I would give it a go. So I thought I would try, this is your average 32-year-old person trying to do teenage makeup, which I think will be rather amusing on this big moon pie face. But with all that rambling being said, we're actually going to attempt this, which should be mildly amusing for some, might turn out to be a fucking disaster. So we'll see. Alright, so I have already like washed my face and put skincare on. I'm thinking I'm going to start with this Pro Base, which I've been using in my daily, everyday kind of makeup anyway. Daily, everyday? In my everyday makeup anyway. This one for me, I think, is the best because it's the kind of glow one. It's like just basically a big stick. It's clear, see it? big stick that makes you look nice and shiny. Now I enjoy this, but I imagine for the youngsters who are doing this trend at the moment, they do not want to look shiny in certain areas. So I'm going to put this on with the basis of it'll be a good moisturiser to then apply quite a heavy foundation on top of. And then I might try and put some fake tan on this very pale face. We'll see how I go. And I'm applying a heck of a lot to my under eye area for the simple reason I'm older. I have crepey eyes under there, and if I'm putting on really heavy concealers and things like that, that's gonna affect that, and I'm not gonna look as youthful as I should. And I'm very tempted to go and grab a hairband because this is gonna be annoying me. Or have I got a clip? Okay, so I've put the tiniest bit is actually probably huge for your face, of bronzer, self-tan stuff. This isn't permanent self-tan, like this is wash off stuff, which I felt would probably be more suitable for this video because I do not want to end up with a self-tanned face that's really far too dark for me. So we're going with this, come down the neck a little bit. I don't actually think that's too horrific. Hopefully that'll be alright, maybe. I'm then going to go in with this Laura Mercier foundation primer. This one is Radiance, which I think it's got more of a gold tone than it does a kind of blue one. You know, I could use the Kiehl's one as well, which is more of a hydrating primer. I don't actually know how this is going to affect that fake tan. But I feel like there's so many steps now in a young person's makeup regime. Is that for everybody, or is that just for a certain type of young lady or man, whoever? Anybody that's putting on makeup nowadays, is every step expected? It's genuinely pure ignorance on my part. Okay, so I've put that Radiance. I think that's fucking most of the fake tan. Doing well here, doing really well. Now a brand that's really pushing all this trend stuff is probably Revolution. They are Revolution, I Heart Makeup, Revolution Pro. You know, they used to have lots of this under Tam Beauty or whatever they're called. But Revolution seems to be the standout one. And I thought it was really interesting actually because Michaela McDade recently posted about how she was meant to have a palette out with them, and then she got let down terribly by them. And I watched it and thought, you know what, that makes a lot of sense, because a lot of the people nowadays who are working with Revolution, I feel fit into that category that I'm speaking about perfectly. That really young, like maybe late teens, early 20s, a very certain look of makeup. And it'd be interesting to see where Makeup Revolution goes in the next few years, because I think there's only going to be so long that trend's going to last. Maybe I'll be wrong. But what I was going to say is this is the Conceal and Define foundation. I do have the Conceal and Define, what do you call it, concealer. I've had that for quite some time, and I figured what better than to pick up the foundation, because this is full coverage as far as I've seen. And I got F5. I think in the concealer I'm C4, which is cool, like number 4, and F, I don't know, does that just mean foundation and that's concealer? That's probably more fucking likely. But anyway, I got F5 and it is much darker than my skin tone, because I figured, again, I want to be looking like I've got a bit more tan about me now. This is flipping huge. What's this? I think this is all gimmicky as well. Is it just me? I think that's all. Oh, Jesus. Right, wow. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, so I see a lot of people again on the Instagram, they're like, it's everywhere. Like there is no, you know, lightness or subtlety in any of the makeup that these young people are doing. It is like full on, you're gonna have it everywhere. I'm taking a trusty beauty sponge, because again, how else would you put your makeup on if we didn't have a beauty sponge? Because again, it would just be unthinkable if the young people had to put it on with anything else, like your flipping hands. Now let me just grab a mirror, because I'm looking at the camera in this and I can't really see exactly how it looks on my skin. 2 seconds. So, look, that's like pretty much covered up that pigmentation that I've got on my chin that I usually use Glossy Stretch with. But that's pretty much covered it. That is a heavy coverage foundation. Now, this is definitely too dark for me. It might not even look it on the camera, but I would say this is definitely a darker foundation and I'm used to. It's making me look like I've got quite a tan. Although in the camera, I'm looking a little bit ghostly. We'll sort that, because we're gonna do contour too, which, oh heavens above, I don't even know. Don't even know where to start on that one. Now I think as well, we do foundation over the lips, don't we? And across the eyelids. I've seen this as a done thing. Now, please don't take this as condescending. This is just a genuine kind of older woman going, this is what I see the kids doing, so that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to see if it would work for me. Again, if you are a woman in her 30s and you do all of these steps, then please comment below and let me know, like, do you get up early to do this? Like, what do you feel about it? Do you feel, I feel like sometimes a lot of makeup makes me look older. What do you think? This is heavy coverage. Like, I actually can't believe how much that's covered. Look how pale I look. Is it pale? Am I just, I think I look more yellow. I'm used to looking a little bit more pink. I'll bring it down here because I do have pigmentation down here as well. So let's put some down the neck. Now, I've got a hairy chin here, so that's probably going to be quite an interesting, however that's going to pan out in a minute. I'm just going to have a little beard covered in foundation. That's me put the base on, okay? Now, do I contour before I conceal? That is a question. I think I'll do the contouring first. That's maybe the wrong way to do it, I don't know. I picked this up from Collection. It's a little contouring precision stick or something. So we're gonna attempt this and see how it flipping goes. So I believe we do here, don't we? It's to make you look like you've got some more cheekbones. So do I just draw a big line? Is that it? Do we just do that? Remember when, like, all that fuss about Kylie Cosmetics or whatever, and she brought out these sticks? Was it Kylie? Maybe it was Kim. I don't fucking know. I can't really tell them apart, to be honest with you. And they brought out stuff to do this exact kind of thing, because that's their look. I think they have a lot to answer for. That was it. Do we think that's made any difference? I don't think it has. Oh dear. I've got a really round face and I want it to look more angular. Maybe I need to bring it higher. What do we think? Now, I've kind of done the cheekbones. I don't even know if that's right. Here's where it gets complicated and I'm really gonna balls things up here. Contouring the nose. Let's try that. So, we're wanting it to look a little narrower, I believe. So we go like that, yeah? And like that, yeah? And if you want it to look shorter, apparently you just do a little contouring on the bottom and make it look shorter. I look like a fucking tiger. Okay, also if you want your lips to look bigger, apparently you put a little bit just here in the chin to make your lip look bigger. I don't know how to make it look any bigger on the top, and that's the one that's failing me, to be honest with you. I think we need to put some up here as well in the temple dome. So you want to like contour this area, is that right? Just colouring in my bloody face now. Most importantly for me is the jawline, because I have got a very rounded jaw, so I want to kind of, these bits to sink backwards. So we contour like that and take away all that big jawline. Do you think? Okay, let me blend all this in and I'll come back to you. Right, so we've blended that, I think. I bloody hope. I don't know. And now we're going to conceal, which means pretty much drawing big triangles down your face, doesn't it? Certainly what I see on the majority of YouTube videos nowadays is something like this happening. And actually, I don't think this concealer is light enough. I think when I see people do this, that their concealer is almost white in comparison. Right, and then we're going to do a wee strip up the nose. And actually, I'm going to add some here, because that's where that pigmentation is. Yes, yes. And I think we do this as well, because, you know, if you're going to put on a whole lot of colour, you need to have the concealer base down as well. People do it here as well, don't they? So like, let's add a little bit here and here. I think I've seen people do that. Oh, and how could I forget? This, up here. Like you draw a little, almost like a little hash leaf or something on your head. Again, with our trusty beauty sponge, we bounce all this in. The other strange thing that I've noticed is a lot of people doing their eyebrows first and then going on and doing foundation and concealer and contour and all that kind of stuff. That's always like the last thing I go to do. Is it just me? I don't know. Okay, so at this stage I just have to pause because I'm thinking it not only looks terrifying, but if I had my big YouTube lights on, it probably wouldn't look like, you know, people who do these videos a lot of the time have these big massive lights on. But looking at this in a mirror, like an everyday situation, this is a lot of makeup, like a lot of makeup. And I don't think that it looks flattering in any way whatsoever. And if I come in closely for you, this is causing some serious old age issues here. Now I'm squinting my eyes and I'm going like this, so you can see everything. But in a general situation, if I had on just the kind of makeup I would normally wear, I don't think it would look quite as crepey and tissue papery as that. Also feel like I look like Cher or something. I never seem to have a top lip. Right, so my next question is, do I powder contour before I bake? I genuinely don't fucking know. So, alright, so I do actually own a contour powder. It's a Kevin Aquan contour powder, and mine's in light. So how this will fare against all of this makeup, I'm not entirely sure. But we're gonna go in to the similar areas that I put the cream, and in the hope that this defines these non-existent cheekbones. Contour powder is not the same as bronzer, so I am not faring well with this. This is definitely more of a make you look like you've got cheekbones in certain areas that you don't have. I believe you shouldn't bring it too far forward. I think I've fucking done it far too far forward on that one. But I see young girls and they look like a Neapolitan ice cream. So we're gonna bring it forward so that we've got that chiseled look. Oh, this is just ridiculous. Okay, and we're gonna do the head again. See, I would usually bronze this area, but Kim K will be proud. Also, please do not leave comments on this video like your technique's shit or you don't know what you're doing. Because quite frankly, that's the point. I don't know what I'm doing. And I don't understand the necessity to have all of this on your face at any one time. I'm just gonna put a little bit through here because technically I want that to be contoured as well. Now, for the nose, I'm gonna need a smaller brush to contour my nose, aren't I? What do we think? Right. And now I believe we do this thing called baking, because I will bake my face whilst I do my eyes. I think that's the way we do this. Let's hope. So I have Vichy Derma Blend, it's just a loose powder, and I will be using this to bake my said face. How much do you need? That's a question. I don't know. It's been so long since I've used a loose powder. And again, on a damp, this is another sponge. Right, so I've put out a fair whack. This is a scary one. This is a scary, scary one. I think as well, you have to make sure that under here isn't creased before you bake. So for that reason, I'm just gonna take my original beauty sponge and do this under here, because I do not want that area to be creased before I bake it. All right, here goes nothing. So damp sponge, and we get some powder on it, which isn't really sticking to the damp sponge. And we go in here. Yes, maybe. Oh, that is so dry. Oh my god. That's like, you ever seen that episode of South Park when the wee guy's like, so dry in here? That's what this is like. So dry. And as I say, answer me something, like, young ladies, is this something you're doing every morning? I want to know, because I cannot imagine anything worse than having to do this every morning. Oh heavens above. I used to like the extra 10-15 minutes in my bed before I went to school. I would never have been doing this. Absolutely not. Okay, so we're supposed to do this area here too, again, to help with the non-existent cheekbones. I know why drag queens do it. It's to like set, they use like, or at least they used to use a very kind of stage makeup, very oily makeup that they needed to set. And as I say, they went under hot lights. I don't like the same at both sides. And they wanted it to be super duper set so that when they went under the hot lights, it would not affect their makeup if they were sweating under the hot lights. Like, I get all that. In day-to-day life, we don't really have to worry about these things. So it just baffles me. Now, do you bake anywhere else? Do I bake my forehead? Do I do that? Do you need to? I don't see why you'd have to. I'm gonna leave it at that. I don't really think I need to do anything else, do I? Okay, so we're gonna do eyes now. Now, some of the things, as I said before, I always see people doing the eyebrows before the eyes as well, which is kind of odd to me. But what I will do, I'm going to try and do maybe a bright colour and a cut crease. I never ever done this when I was growing up. I loved coloured eyeshadow, and I would put, you know, like a shimmer on the top of something else. I would do stuff like that all the time, but I never felt the need to cut a crease. I always felt it looked fine without cutting a crease. But we're going to attempt it, and it's going to be fucking hilarious. So let's start by doing that. I'm going to zoom you in a little bit. Alright, so now you're seeing the true horrifying reality of what this looks like under my eye. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a base on, because again, that seems to be the done thing. A lot of people will just use concealer for their base, but I'm going to use an actual base because I actually have some. From back in the day when I used to do a lot of really bright colours. The NYX eyeshadow base, and I use the one that is just white. Now you can get these, so they're more like skin toned, dark skin toned with pearl in them as well. But I quite like a white one if you're going to do colour and what have you. It's probably one of the only things that I understand about these current trends, why you would put an eyeshadow base down. Okay, I'm going to take it right up because I want to get rid of any veining, and I want something that's going to be able to stick, right? Now zooming in to my eyes in my mirror there, they look like a bag of sandpaper. Like, they look so creepy, it's unbelievable. This feeling under my eyes is horrific, I'm not gonna lie. It's like having soaked any kind of moisture out of your skin and just have a bag of like sandpaper under your eye. It's awful. Alright, the next thing I see a lot of people doing is putting on a kind of neutral shade just all over to set whatever base it is you've put on. This brush does look kind of orange, but it's just because it's one I use with the Naked palette and it gets a bit stained sometimes. So, no, I don't understand why you would do this stage. Please someone, like, it's transitioning colour, isn't it? That's what people call it. I don't understand why you do it. Pinky orangey purples, that's what we're going for. I am using the Urban Decay Electric palette, which is no longer available, I'm afraid. You could probably get it on eBay or Amazon or something like that, but it's not available to buy anymore. And the colours in this are some of my favourites if you're doing brights. Now, I'm just going in with like purple over the top. It's a kind of shimmery purple. But this is the part I don't understand. Like, you put all this work in to attempting to blend, not saying I'm very good at it, but attempting to blend, attempting to get things looking kind of cool, and then you just draw over the top of it with the concealer. And to me, I don't get that. Now you'll see as well, I've got quite a hooded eyelid, so when I was younger I used to have a nice like kind of eyelid that was sat like this and you'd see all the colours and things. Now I've got quite a hooded eyelid, so I need to bring it up higher than I would normally, because otherwise you will not be able to actually see anything. So that's my colour on. We are now going to cut the crease and see how this goes. So taking my concealer again, I am going to use like a flat stiff brush and just take away some of this. That is the aim. Kind of just draw in a half moon shape, do we want to say? I don't think I'm going to take it all the way over, because I think if you do that it will look really noticeable. I don't know, maybe they do fucking take it all the way over. I have no idea. Okay. It's not perfect. I didn't expect it to be. Oh my god. I'm gonna use a pigment from Inglot. It's like this glorious, can you see this? It's like this glorious kind of copper colour. But I'm wondering, do I go straight on with this? Or should I put a base shadow on first? I'm now going to take a setting spray like Fix Plus or something like that, whatever it is you have, and spray my little brush and then put on the glitter pigment stuff. Fingers crossed this works. And I believe that's exactly why I have all this stuff under my eyelid, because that's what happens when you put on a shimmering pigment. Okay, so that's made that actually so copper in comparison to the colour of the eyeshadow. Wow. Oh my god. Now I'm going to take a little bit of MAC's Opal pigment. Does Opal still get sold? I wasn't sure. So it's basically like the pink iridescent pigment right along my brow bone here. I also think pink opalescent pigment might go quite nice in here. So we're going to do that. That was maybe too much, oh well. There. That's alright, that's a bit better. Now I'm almost certain that I'm supposed to wipe all this stuff away before I do the bottom lash line. So, I'm gonna pop some lashes and liner on, and then I will wipe this away and we'll stick something along the bottom as well to tie it all up. Okay, I've just put lashes on and ooh, they are big. They are really, really big. I feel like they're so big you actually can't see any eyeshadow. They are something else. Lashes and liner, as you can see, just over here. They're absolutely massive, but I feel like that's kind of the look people go for, big long unbelievably big eyelashes. So as I said, I'm pretty sure now that I've done that I'm supposed to wipe all this away, so let me just do that with you. All right, so this just gets dusted away as far as I know. Is that right? I don't know. And this should magically... Okay, that was kind of magic, actually. I'm quite impressed. Sweep away, and you've not got any of your fallout there. That's kind of impressive. Yeah, okay, I'll give you that one. What I will say is though, if I come in nice and close to you, again, this area here is so crepey. Can you see that? Crepey, crepey, crepey. Because of the texture, like the heavy concealers powders, foundations and things like that. I don't think that's helping my situation as a lady in her 30s. But overall, we've got the colour, we've got the cut crease, we've got the lashes. We need to do the brows because otherwise it kind of just defeats the purpose. We have baked and brushed away. And I have to say, under the eyes, fair enough, it's still very white though, under there. Do we think we need a blush? I think a pink blush might be nice. It's this Dolly Mix from MAC. It's very pink. Right. And just pop some of this here. Just because I think I look awfully pale under the eyes and that I don't really have much colour in my face now. So we're doing that. Should I have put bronzer on as well? Do I pop some of that on too? I feel like they put everything on, and as I say, a lot of young ladies I see now look a little bit like a Neapolitan ice cream on the side of their face. So let's do bronzer too. Bugger it. Ooh. And I do always take my bronzer across my nose, even if people who are much more professional at this than me don't. But no, that's giving me a little bit more colour. I don't look quite so ghostly. That's not so bad. We can live with this. I also feel I need to put some sort of lip balm on my lips because I've had that foundation on it for so long that they're seriously dried out now. So I'm just going to put a little bit lip balm on. And what do we think? Do we do a glossy lip or do you do a matte lip? I feel like I see a lot of both now, so. Alright, so I've never really spoke about this before. It's NYX, I think I maybe mentioned it, Fill and Fluff, which is like a really, I would say for this look, it's gonna tie in well. It's something I wouldn't use every single day, but for this look, I think it's gonna really make me look like I've got that really defined brow. Now this is a big part of this kind of trend as well. It's really blocked out very square brows. So we're gonna do that because that's what's in. Now I have got quite bushy and full brows as it is. So I'm just gonna brush them up first because I do have very kind of dark and what you'd say probably full brows, although they're not perfect. They are relatively big. So I'm just gonna do that, push them up, and then we will start to define them a la the youth of today. Please don't take anything I'm saying too seriously. Please don't be offended and be like, I'm not like that and I'm a youngster, like, fine. But I do see a lot of this, I really do. So, we're gonna go up here. Now this really is a very dark crayon pencil type thing. It's like the one from Benefit that draws up. What's that called again? Is it Goof Proof? So, I'm gonna make these really quite defined because I feel like that's what I see a lot of young ladies with. That's, what the fuck? Alanna, what the fuck? That's crazy. No, I don't think anybody's eyebrows are like that. These youngsters know what they're doing much better than I do. Oh my god. Alright, so I give you my full apologies for the brows because I've went completely overboard and I'm just putting some of the e.l.f. Wow Brow through it because I want them to stay overboard. I know, like, it's all meant to be a bit fun and games, but sometimes, do you know something? Sometimes I do see young women or men and their eyebrows are so blocked out or so perfect. Not that these look perfect, but I do kind of think it's unnatural the way your brows look right now. But obviously big brows are in. So we're gonna go with it because it's done now. I would say one of the last things I'm gonna do is highlight. Now I did put on some kind of cream highlight underneath all that, but to be honest with you, it's pretty much gone now. So we're gonna use Becca's Moonstone, which is a kind of golden one, and we're gonna put this here, and we want it to be super duper striking because that's what I see, actually, to the point I think some youngsters look a bit like the Tin Man. As I say, you gotta have your Neapolitan stripes, so that's what we're doing. Like so. Yes? It's still too much for me. I much prefer a subtle highlight. I much prefer a kind of cream highlight as well, and to look that sweaty way rather than to look really, really Tin Man. It's not for me nowadays, but it is indeed a trend, and you know, it's just got bigger and bigger, and I've not seen it going away. So we've got that there, and then it goes on the spot on your nose. Is that right? Right on the tip of your nose? Like that. Is that right? I would generally go all the way down, but I believe that the youngsters just put it there. And then here, but I am very tempted, I'm going to put some cream highlight there because I think there needs to be something for it to grip to. Does that make sense? I'm going to hit that there. Because we really want the Cupid's bow to be popping. And then we're going to overdraw our lips, aren't we? Because that's also a very trendy thing right now. So, right there. Then I'm going to put on the powder here. Okay. Now, I also see youngsters putting their highlight here. So we're going to do that too. There we go. Not entirely sure why, but I see it all the time on the temples. So we're going to do that too, just so you're properly glowing. I bet if I took a photo of this now, it would actually probably look really effective. But for day-to-day life, I don't know. I don't think it's me. What colour are we going to make our lips before I overdraw them? That is the question. Alright, so I'm going to go with this one. And as far as I know, this bit here, we need to bring right down. Or here. Overdrawing your lips. It's all about changing face shapes, isn't it? It's all about giving yourself a different shape of face, a different... If you've got bigger eyebrows, you've got more structure to your face. If you've got more of a jawline, bigger lips. I think everybody wants to look like a Bratz doll now, to be honest with you. Oh, I've not even put eyeshadow under my eyes yet. What a fucking dope-ball. I am so shit at this. Right, so we're gonna draw the line on the top of my lips and then we'll go back to this. So what I generally do, because nowadays I think girls like to go straight across, don't they? But the shape of my lip doesn't really deem for that. So what I generally do is do like a McDonald's arch almost. So I'll get my Cupid's bow and kind of cross over. Can you see that? And if we're gonna go right out and just make them absolutely huge, why not? Alright, so as you can see there, I've made them look quite substantially larger. And now we're gonna go in with our lipstick. There we go. Making them look really full. And I think to just add a little bit of something, I'm gonna line the whirling blue. Why not? Poof! Oh yeah. Excellent. Absolutely excellent. Uh-huh. Alright. What do we think? I feel like I'm wearing a heck of a lot of makeup, I have to admit to you. I do think though that when I take the thumbnail for this picture, if I took it in front of my light box, it's gonna look really effective. Like, it's gonna look quite cool, the colours are all really cool, it's gonna look like I actually have an idea of what the fuck I'm doing, whereas I don't. There is a lot of makeup on though, a lot. I'm really, I don't know, I feel like I couldn't wear this every day. Absolutely no way. And I do feel like I definitely have my Neapolitan stripes. Absolutely. There's very gold here, there's very pink, there's very bronze, there's very white again, and it's a lot of makeup. I don't think this helps my age at all because it is settling into every fine line that I have at the moment. Also, lots of young people, they need to have their spritz, so I'm taking the Pixie makeup fixing mist, sorry, and we'll spritz this all over. Now that made me really quite wet. But I believe it actually smells like hairspray. Is it supposed to smell like hairspray? Oh my god. I believe that will also help with the powdery effect that is going on my face right now. Alright, so that is the finished look. What do you think? I know a lot of people will maybe watch this and think, actually, I quite like that. I actually think that looks quite nice. I know a lot of people will watch it and think, wow, like that's really colourful, that's a lot of makeup, and oh my god. But I think, you know, the average 16-year-old would let me away with this. I think they would trust me to do their makeup if I said I could do this on their face. I am gonna go and take photos. God, I can't get over how crepey it makes my face. Like, I like to think that I can pull off looking a bit younger than I am. Although, I think this kind of makeup, what am I trying to say here? Basically, I feel like it makes me look like I've got lots of makeup on and it makes me look older. But I think it does that to 16-year-olds too. So maybe if I wore this kind of makeup, people would still think I was younger than I was because it's on trend. I don't know, what do you think? But it's a lot of work. That has taken me the better part of an hour and a bit to do, but that's taken quite some time. Could I be bothered doing all that every day? I just want to know why people are doing it. I suppose that's the thing, it's a trend, isn't it? I just wanted to be like, how would this work for your everyday women? And would I do it all the time? Probably not. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope it was of some help or entertainment value for you. And what do you think at the moment? Do you think young people now, be it girls or boys, are very pressured into looking a certain way? I think they are, more so than even when we were kids. There were trends when I was a kid, there was cliques, there was certain groups of people. I feel like now everybody's amalgamated into one. Everybody is the standard cookie cutter look. And I don't know, how do you feel about that? I just thought it would be something interesting to talk about and to try. Because as I say, I used to do a lot of really crazy colours when I was younger, but all of this stuff, I never bothered. I would have done these eyes when I was younger, but I would never have went to the effort of everything else on my face just now. No way. Because for me, it was about playing with colour when I was younger. What do you think? Anyway, I've rambled on for a little bit and you can tell me what you think, and I hope you've enjoyed it and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.